So this is going to be my next sound machine. I'm still working on the chatterbox. Just for a change, I thought I'd have a quick look at this. I've assembled all the parts I want, and the idea is to make something that's mostly built around looping samples and delay lines and granular synthesis kind of things. But effectively this is just a test bed for things and to try and figure things out. At the heart of it I've got a Arduino Due that I've not played with yet. I've not tried that at all. I want to use for communications an ESP32. Same ESP32s in the chatterbox, I've got quite familiar with that. But this one, the pinout's a little bit different. Third version of it I've had. So I do the ESP32, which I'll use for comms. I want web and Wi-Fi and, well, whatever, I can MIDI, things like that. Hopefully I can get it all in there. Little power supply, 3.3 volts and 5 volts. And I've just set up a keypad and display. Display, as you can see, hello world. And if I do that, I've got it to display the character I'm pressing there. It's very, very satisfying. Over here I've got a digital to analog converter that it's the same one that I've used in there, so I know it works with the ESP32. Although I'll probably have all the audio stuff coming from the Due for speed and have the slower user interface stuff going through there. I've got a bunch of these rotary encoders. I've not played with them yet either, so that's another thing to experiment with. But you know, half a dozen of those for controls, keypad, little display. And that's an ADC that I don't know, I've not tried it yet, and I don't know if I'll be able to use it with this setup yet, because it relies on an external clock, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to generate it, probably from the Due. And code-wise, to do this with the display, it was just basically combining a couple of the examples. Keypad library and liquid crystal I2C. Yeah, this LCD's got I2C interface, which is quite nice because it doesn't take up many, well, it takes up 2 lines, positive ground and 2 data lines. The keypad, I got a bit confused with that because it had got 10, it's a 4x4, but it had got 10 connectors. So it took me a bit of trial and error to figure out that, oh, the 2 end ones aren't connected to anything. And that's taking up 4 inputs, 4 outputs to do the matrix, which is a bit of a pain. It's a lot. But I'll see how I go on. There's a few IOs left on there, and worst case I can always use the Due, or even you get another Arduino or something to add a few more. I've got a Mega and a Nano and things over there. Yeah, the code, keypad.h, liquid crystal I2C.h, then it sets up the keyboard map. Pretty much as you'd expect, really, just associating the matrix with the corresponding pins and which keys it's doing. The LCD bit of code couldn't be much simpler. Set the cursor somewhere, print to it, and I've got a loop down there so that if a key's pressed, it'll print it on the display. And it does go character by character, but when it gets to the end, it doesn't continue, that'll need a little bit of playing around with. So I've just got it clearing it after every key press, so just to make sure that it's doing the right keys. Yeah, and so, well, I made a start. It only took a couple of hours just to get that bit going. These are all held down quite badly with a bit of hot glue. Piece of aluminium that may well be a front panel or a back panel at a later stage. But, alright, test bed. Sound machine called Sound Machine for now. Hey ho.